We existed before there was a such thing as Google. Okay? I know you can't wrap your mind around that. So we got Gen X in the room, all right? I know we have generations that are older than Gen X, but I want us to kind of know who's in the room and what we're talking about, because we look around the room, everybody look around the room, look around, look. This is the church. This is the church right now. This is not the church of tomorrow. This is the church. And so the church is having a conversation this morning, right? And I'm really, really excited about it. So then you have so you got Gen X, then you've got Gen Y. Anybody Gen Y? So that's 1980, I think. 1980 to, I have no idea. The millennials. That's the millennial crew. Millennials. So the millennials are grown-ups now. The millennials are 30s. Whenever I say millennial, I think 20-something. They're 30-something. I'm already having a problem here. All right. So then you got millennials. You got Gen X. Then you got millennials. Then you have Gen Z. Right. 97. So almost 2000s. Almost, their birthday was almost has 2000 something in it, which sounds crazy to me. All right, and then you got Gen A. Any Gen A in the house? Gen A. Gen A is 2010s and up. So your birth year is 2010, 2011, 2012. Let me hear Gen A real quick again. Gen A. Who's Gen A? Oh, bless it. All right, so this is the church, and I am so excited about it. Because guess what? You are what we made you. Everything that you are, we made you that. So when everybody say, oh, them millennials, they are what the Gen X made them. And it's like, oh, these Gen Z, these Gen C, you are what Gen X made them. Right? So you are the church. You are what the church looks like right now. That excites me because I love Gen Z, Gen A, my favorite kind of people. All right, I'm still working on the Gen X and up. So the question is, I want your perspective because you're all represented. The state of the church, because I'm saying the state of praise and worship, but that is the state of the church. We exist to praise and worship. So from your perspective, from where you sit in your pew every Sunday, what is the state of the church? And what is the church's relevance? Because I imagine it has changed from Generation X to current. I just imagine. But you have to tell me, all right? So we're listening. It's opened up. Anybody hop in there. Talk to us.
First off, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Man, from my perspective, I believe it's dwindled a little bit. It's not as the pews aren't as full as they used to be, and that'd be a spiel.
Tell the truth. Shame the devil now.
Okay.
We family. We
I
family.
feel that the youth is not incorporated as much as it should be, and they're not being taught up, and not by tradition, but by what the word actually says.
He just come on out the gate swinging. I love it. Talk to me.
So I recently went to California and visited a church there, and they had a Bible study. And one of the things that they talked about was how the church, or somebody made a comment about how the church back in the day, I guess that would be Jen.
First of all,
baby boomers.
I don't even like how you framed it. Back in the day,
it was the baby boomers talking, but I'm gonna just keep going. So
go ahead.
They were saying how back then, but that was like when the church was growing, and I think that was like definitely during my grandparents' generation when the Church of Christ was like growing a lot. And I do believe it has slowed down. One of the things that they said was because the message isn't the same. Like back then, everybody was really speaking the same thing so that they could share the same message and grow the church. And now their point was that we aren't. And I agree with that, but I don't agree that it's a negative thing.
Ooh.
I actually believe it's a positive thing.
Ooh.
So I would say the state of the church is it's transitioning. That some people don't like the word deconstruction, but I believe that's a good word. And that means if you're doing it the right way, in wisdom, it could actually lead to growth. So I'm excited about that. I think there's definitely change, but for the better, if it's God-led.
Ooh, okay, y'all done brought up so much stuff. Hop in there right before we go to this, where they just took us. Anybody else?
I just wanted to say, as a church, I feel like we're seeing a lot less youth, but we're getting more non-believers outside of the church. So when we see our church is growing, it's not growing with the youth, but it's growing with middle-aged believers. So as we see our churches grow, it's not necessarily that we're not growing, but we're not growing with youth. We're growing as the standard has been set, in a sense.
Ooh, okay. Yes, we're going to touch on what you three just said. I want to give you guys a couple a thought to add to that.
The only thing that I would add is that, our generation, we are led by trends. And so they're watching certain celebrities and certain influencers. They are starting to, come to the church or to a church and starting to pique interest in that. But, we have to be accepting. Some people, they feel really judged coming in. But yeah, people are following what they see. Like,
Okay.
I know y'all seen like people like Black China and all of them starting to, get more into the Bible, post their little scriptures or whatever. So I feel like the status of the church, it's getting somewhere. Like she said, deconstruction, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. The church is growing slowly, but people want something real. Like, our generation, they really question everything.
Come on.
And a lot of people don't like that, and, some people take offense. But if I'm asking you a question, I'm looking for an answer. I'm serious. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm looking for an answer.
Come on.
And I would prefer it be a biblical one if I'm asking you something about the church. So I feel like people, my generation specifically, we're just looking for real answers.
And you're Gen what?
Z.
Z. So you're right before the Gen Y. So think about it. Gen Y, that's part of why they call Gen Y. Because it was always, well, why? No, Gen Y. That means you were raised by Gen Y.
My mama, shout out to her. Hey.
So again, we are what you made us, right?
Amen.
And so it's like, well, study to show yourself approved. Your study is, and then you do that, and you be like, okay, but I got a question about what I just studied, right? Gen Y. So why? And so Gen Z was taught by. You see that? Okay. You were gonna say.
Yes. So the state of the church. I mean, as we're seeing, a lot of our older members are starting to die. They're starting to pass on. They're starting to get sick. And so as you were stating earlier, the church we are the future of the church. And so it's important that we make sure as we continue to move on in the days to come, move forward, that we still keep the foundation. That we still keep the foundation and make sure that we're not deviating from the truth. Because once we start deviating, that's where you go from one congregation to the next, and they're starting to, incorporate instruments, or they're starting to do this and starting to do that. And that's when we stray from the truth and from what is really pleasing in God's eyesight. So we just have to keep the main thing the main thing.
Oh my goodness, the first question. And I have you picked a lot of things in my mind as the older generation on this stage anyway. Because she was like, my grandma. I was like, excuse me? Yo, grandma. I'm like, I thought I was more auntie, but it's okay. It's okay. I can be mom. And I'm trying to hold on to, because each one of you said something that I thought was so profound. And so some things that I have been hearing, because I kind of listen. I listen to young people, because I feel like young people are unfiltered. Young people will tell you the truth. Don't ask a young person nothing if you don't want to get the truth. You will get your face broke. You will get your feelings hurt if you are expecting them to tell you something that's not the truth. And again, they are who we made them, right? So very unvarnished, very straight up. And to your point, what I have been hearing, and y'all can nod if I'm on the right track, okay? If I'm off, be like, so let me know. That this current generation is done with the fake and the phony and the double life thing, okay? I've seen it, and it's like, I will just not come if I got to be fake, right? I posted a meme that's like, if I got to do some fake smiling, I'm probably not gonna come, right? Like, that's me. That's how I am. And so, because of that, it can be perceived as rude or disrespectful to the earlier generation because of how, and it's just perceived. It's not true, but the perception is like, how dare you? And the reality is like, no, I really want something real. And so if I have a question about something that you hold very dear, I'm not questioning you. I have a question. I'm not questioning you. But because you hold it very dear, the fact that I asked a question, sometimes it feels offensive, but I really have a question. And I would like to hear, I don't know, rather than just something to be saying something. They nod their head, so I think I'm on the right track. I would rather hear, I don't know, than, well, no, this is how it's always been done. Absolutely.
I kind of grew up with that hesitation to ask questions, and as I've gotten older, I've definitely grown out of that. But one of the things that I won't say definitely, because I'm still working on it, but when I think about Jesus, he was questioned by Pharisees and people who didn't like him, and they asked some tough questions, and Jesus answered their questions.
Oh my.
And treated them with kindness and was patient with
Oh
them.
my.
So I believe that he can handle ours. And so we shouldn't be afraid to ask our biblical questions, especially to our spiritual leaders.
Yes.
And hopefully they'll treat us with kindness too.
Woo.
I said hopefully they'll treat us with kindness too. With kindness and
That part.
patience as
That part.
well. Yeah.
And love.
And love, right.
love.
Because like Brianna said, we want to know. Like we wouldn't ask
ahead.
if
He
we,
chomping at
if
the
we
bit over
didn't
here.
care.
He about to jump out his seat.
Man, and
I know it's getting good already.
cause like growing up, we was always told, and I now that I'm older, I understand that when they said do something because I told you to do it, it was like, because I've been there. But at the same time, tell me why.
Woo. What? Okay, I gotta jump in right here, y'all. This is bad moderator, okay? Bad moderator. Because I'm not supposed to be talking this much, but you have just like sparked something. So let me put y'all on some game, okay? I've requested that we change the lyrics from "He is the morning sun" to "From the rising of the sun," right? From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same is a scripture. It's an actual scripture. He is the morning sun ain't nowhere in the Bible, okay? And in fact, saying he is the morning sun is like sun worship, like Egyptology, right? Worshiping Ra or Ramashara. And so it's very dangerous to say something like God is the sun. Yeah. Now the average Joe Blow is like, man, it's figurative. It ain't that deep. And because of where I've been, because I'm older, right? And I got all messed up in everything you can think of pretty much, right? New age. So I know new age when I hear it. And if you ain't never been in it, you don't even think it's a big deal. But if you know, you know, right? And so instead of me saying, nah, we ain't singing it. No, we're not saying that. It's like, okay, but why? And so I explain like, okay, this is why, y'all. And I know it don't seem that deep, but it's really, really deep. Like I cannot sing He is the morning sun. I'm not gonna be able to sing that because I know that's new age, right? And so to your point, my generation and older, and I think that's our job. So if it's any of you in here with me, aunties, mamas, grandmas, we got to pause and lead with the why. It's different. When I was growing up, it's because I said so. period. And you better not even breathe hard.
Yeah.
And sucking your teeth is a word, right? And I still believe that, and I still hold to that, and I still do believe in some, popular opinions about how to raise children. However, what I have learned is, even with I run a school, right? Even with my staff, so these are adults, these are grown-ups, like y'all. By the way, anybody need a job? Okay. And I have to lead with the why. Back in the day, I would say, we're gonna do this. And they say, yes, ma'am. And now I found that I'm gonna say, we're gonna do this. And they be like, but why? And at first, I'd be like, because I said so, right? Because of how I was raised. And that looks like respect to me.
Yes.
However, saying, but why, I really wanna understand, because if I can understand it, I can go hard when I know the why. And so this generation, I'm talking to us, I'm talking to me, so bad moderator, but we gotta pause and say, this is why I can't sing that lyric. This is why, and it's hilarious because if you older than me or older, it was some things that we were just told you can't do, right? And they said it's a sin. Everything was a sin, okay? Everything was a sin. But get this, now I'm getting ready to say something. Y'all nodding your heads, but listen. And then we'll get back to the actual discussion. Y'all nod your heads, say, yeah, everything ain't a sin. Now that I am the age I am, kind of like as you grow up, right? And I thought it was so mature of you to say, it's because I've been there and you don't have to make the same mistakes I made, so let me just fast forward you and accelerate you, and you can go further than I went in your spiritual growth because you didn't get tripped up by all this stuff, right? But we don't take the time to say, hey, the reason we said, I'll use an example that I think most people like, that sounds crazy. We were told back in the day, don't play cards. It's a sin. Playing cards is a sin. And I was like, that's so ridiculous. So I said, everything they saying is ridiculous then. If that's what you're saying, then everything you say, right? Or they would say, we don't want boys to wear earrings. We don't want boys to wear jewelry. Or we would say, dancing, oh, it's a sin. You can't go to prom, it's a sin, right? Like literally, these are some of the things we were taught. And now I realize the why. And I never thought I would realize the why, because I thought all of that was stupid. It sounded crazy to me. And I was like, man, they don't know what they're talking about. But they were like, don't play cards. What they didn't say was, well, actually, playing cards come from tarot cards, and I'm trying to protect you from New Age. And now they got angel cards, they got tarot cards, they got all kind of craziness now, right? And the door was playing cards. Right. And if you told me that, then I would be like, oh. And I would look at what the cards are, and then I could evaluate whether I want to participate or not, right? But nobody ever explained that, right? And I don't even know, sometimes I feel like maybe some people didn't know. They just knew my grandmama said it, and if it was good enough for grandma, then it's good enough, right? And grandma had some wisdom that they didn't even know, because guess what? Grandma said do it, and they said yes, ma'am. So dancing, you know what? There are some movements that literally are linked to worshiping other gods that you would never even, who would even know that, right? It's for real though. And it's certain movements that will inspire lust. It's certain movements that will even inspire violence. So when headbanging came out way back in the day, and they were like, they're just being rebellious, yeah, and they just, it was really that to get you in a certain state. When you're moving and you are bumping your brain against your skull, it was to get you in a certain state where you would be, because then you're causing pain, the endorphins go up, now you receive anything that's being said because your endorphins are high. Who knew that, right? So there was a powerful why, but nobody ever told us. And so we are committing to slowing down and giving the why. How many of y'all have shopped for jewelry, like costume jewelry, in the last 3-5 years? Have shopped for costume jewelry, like what I got on right now? This right here clearly is fake, right? I didn't even know this was like a thing. Like this is, I don't even know what the brand is. I just thought it was cute, and then they were like, oh, that's a such and such. What is it, y'all? Somebody tell me. It's a what?
A Van Cleef.
Yeah. See. Right. I liked it because it looked like a Coptic cross, and I was like, ooh, yeah, okay. Do you know, and I know y'all know, especially Gen A. Gen A, where y'all again? Wave again. Gen A, Gen A. Okay, so you notice how, and again, if you have some of this on, don't feel bad, because you didn't know, all right? Like the evil IBs. Like that's in the name, y'all. It's in the name, evil IVs, right? It's supposed to ward off evil spirits. Well, this is not of God. But it was a trend, and it's no big deal. And it's like, well, why is it the style for guys to wear all the bracelets now? That's new. What's that about? Oh, this is it's rose quartz. It's supposed to bring love and protection. And guess what? That's witchcraft, y'all. When I'm trying to get stuff, but I'm not asking God for it. But who knew that? And it's like, well, if I didn't know that, then does it hurt me? If I don't know the speed limit and I still speed and the police stop me, is it still gonna, you know what I'm saying? So again, these are the why. This is why they said, don't wear no jewelry. Because people was wearing, you know, the little hand with the eye in the middle? That's an Indian talisman. That's a legit, like, this is a portal for another god. Who knew? Or everybody's wearing a little Buddha now, right? Out of jade. Legit, a whole nother god. The crystals. Walmart selling crystals now. Target, Marshall, Ross, like seriously. Everything got a snake on it now.
Why are we doing that?
What is up with the snakes? Why, right? So that's why grandmama and them said, you can't wear no jewelry. Wearing the jewelry is a sin. Is wearing jewelry a sin? No. But let's do the why. So I had to do that PSA. So y'all, thank y'all for allowing me to do that PSA. Now back to your original program. I hear that you saying that the state of the church is that it's not growing in the way we think, but it's growing. And so you may not see them sitting in the pews, but they are watching online. They studying for themselves, watching more sermons than they've ever watched in their life. So it's looking different than them coming and sitting in a church building, per se. How do we bridge all of these generations? Because that's really what it is. It ends up being a generation thing. So I saw you had the Sacred Selections book. And I was like, oh, snap, he going back, right? He going back old school. But then the way that you sung it, by the way, is this young man not anointed? Like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm listening to the ad-lib, but I'm like, that baby got some word in him. I love it. So you were able to take an old school song, like everybody would be happy over there, but how you ministered it to us was fresh. And I was like, oh man. Because when I first saw that Sacred Selection, I was like, oh man, Sacred Selection. But that's what I get for assuming that the older generation. So talk to me about how can we and how do we? And one thing I heard was allow the young people to participate. So we heard that out the gate. We heard that. Talk to me about how to bridge.
I'm gonna take accountability for our generation first.
Oh.
And I'm gonna say, as a group, I feel like we need to be, I wanna say more open to listening, but being first to listen. And listen with intent to grow. I feel like a lot of the time we listening to be spiteful, or we're listening because we're already angry how they treated us. So now we're coming in with a emotional attachment to a situation that we're already putting God last. So now you're looking at a situation where God's not being glorified, but your spirit's not being edified either. That's it. Okay. So yeah, I'll say first, let's as a generation, let's start listening first. Especially with what we're talking about now, you don't know what they've been through prior to us. So what they're giving us is what they've been through. But especially if we're trying to change a culture that we're now feeling we're welcomed in, it takes us listening to what they've been through so we can help them get through their traumas as well.
Talk, sir.
I think the Bible also addresses exactly everything, but it says older teach the younger.
That part.
Older women teach the younger women, older men teach the younger men. And then we as young people have to honor our adults and have that respect, being willing to listen. And like my mom and, elders say, you gotta eat the fish and spit out the bones, right? Because not everybody has wisdom, even if they're older. That doesn't mean that they know, It doesn't mean that they have wisdom. So being present, I think, is important. Like, we have to show up, but we also, everybody has to show up, young people, older people, and then build the relationships. So it's hard to pour into people who are closed. Like, you can't pour into a closed vessel. So when we're open, when you speak, to the young people, or, say hey, act like you really, not act like you care, but like genuinely care for real. And love them. And I think that's where it starts. Because, okay, we could say older teach the younger, but that listening isn't going to happen. It
starts with love.
It starts with love and relationship and building that. So I think that's where.
Yes,
on the
please,
flip side
jump in
of
there.
what y'all are saying, I've seen some people, they really do carry the traumas of their like they come in with these preconceptions, and I'm like, we don't do that here. Like, that's not, no. They're like, oh, well, my mom, they told her this, and my dad, they told him this. Okay, did you try it? Did you, so like I said, being open and willing to learn, letting go of those past traumas.
That's good.
Go to therapy or something.
Church hurt and trauma.
Man, I think one thing that can help bridge that gap is, I understand that kids are kids, but, anointing knows no age. I think his name is Isaiah back in Country Club. Every Sunday he has a song recommendation. Every single Sunday he has a song on his heart that he wants me to sing. And that's not.
How old is he?
Where'd Trace go? How old is Isaiah? How old is Isaiah? Messiah. 16? He's 16. Now, I've encountered some of the younger folks, and they'll be like, sing this, or one of them comes up to me every Sunday morning, and she talks to me before we start service while I'm up there, getting ready. But it's just like, there are young folk who are like enthusiastic about going to church.
Beautiful.
That really want to be here.
Yeah.
And that's not something that's should be looked over, because once it's looked over, they'll lose that.
Yeah. So we gotta be careful with how we handle, especially our young people. The older are charged from God to teach the younger. That's our responsibility. Not the other way around. It's our responsibility, which means we have to have the patience. We are the ones that God is saying, I am charging you to take care of them, right? And so if they come sideways or they don't quite say it right, they're the younger, whatever the age is, right? I tell the teachers, you're the professional, right? You're the professional, not the student. They like to tell me what the student did. They're a student, right? You're the professional. I think I'm loving everything that you're saying, and we're really hearing you. Older and younger than you are really hearing you. And I think the fact that you are what you're expressing says you genuinely, you want the truth. You want to live right. It's like, help me live right. That's what I wanted. And I'm not pushing against it, I'm not fighting it, but don't just give me some traditions, right? Yeah. Give me the truth. So I'm absolutely, I'm loving it. We're rounding the corner to the end of this. I cannot believe it. I told him this was not going to be long enough. Yikes. No, that's not enough time. You have to figure that out. Yes, this is something we definitely want to do again, because I think it's so much more that we need to hear from our young, and of course, I mean, you're grown, right? So I don't want to act like you're babies or children, right? You are adults. And what you think and how you feel, you are the church. You said the church of the future, but you are the church. We're looking at the church. So I want to keep that in mind. So bridging the gap is building the relationship. Speaking the truth in love. Did anybody see that picture of Jacqueline Carr on social media? I think it was her birthday or something. Anybody? Just me? I'm the only one. Okay, 2 of us, 3 of us. She had on like a knit body dress, right? Now, most of the time, every time I've seen Jacqueline Carr, she's been very, very modest. Like I've noticed that. I'm like, wow, she's super modest. Like even the cover of her CDs and stuff, she's very modest. And somebody took a picture from the side angle, and it was very snug. And of course, the internet went crazy. And so what ended up happening was people all weighing in, talking about how she wrong and immodest, right? And she's younger. And it made me think about this panel. I'm like, here we are. The younger people are like, man, please, you just jealous. You wish you had that body. That's real. So they had one, which I didn't think was right. And then the older was like, she gonna go to hell in that dress. So you got, and both of them were wrong in my opinion, right? But I'm like, what if somebody spoke the truth in love and was like, come here, baby, right? And brought her in, because I'm sure she's not, she's anointed, right? So I'm sure she's not thinking, I'm trying to look sexy. I really don't even think that's what the woman was thinking. However, the dress was immodest. That's just the truth. That's just the reality. It was immodest. She may not even known did it. Because compared to everybody else, she looked like a nun, right? So how the approach, and I just saw everybody's comments and I thought, neither side is gonna hear each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then people that's why I don't go to church no way, because they so judgmental. You were gonna say?
Yes, one word, discernment.
Woo.
Knowing, right from wrong, and then from what the scriptures say. Just going back from the scriptures and not solely going based off of, only going off of your emotions, but going back to what the scriptures say and really thinking, if you are that person, is what I'm wearing pleasing to God?
My God.
Is it pleasing to God?
Y'all.
Would he approve of what I'm wearing?
Don't speed past that. That's a big deal, because we all about fashion, right? She just said influencers are influence this generation, right? So don't go past that too fast. If what I'm putting on, am I glorifying God in what I'm putting on? Like, that ain't no joke. That's for adults, children, everybody. If I had to strain and struggle to get it on, and I had to lay down flat to zip it up, is that, like, let's be real. And let's tell the truth. To your point that you said earlier about the word, so I appreciate that, we're going back to, well, how do we know what's right and wrong? How you feel? So I interjected, but complete the rest of your thought there. Was that the?
Oh, yeah, so I was just saying, and that's what I was saying, to my point, that's why studying is so important. See, when we don't study, we start gravitating towards what's in the world and all the trends and all these different things. But if we just stay to the scriptures, stay to the Bible, basic instruction before leaving Earth. When we stay to the scriptures, then we stay to that foundation.
And that helps sharpen your discernment, to your
Right.
point, too.
Yeah.
I can even recognize the voice when I hear it because I done talked to him. Somebody was getting ready to say down here. No? Go ahead.
I wanted to add to what you were saying earlier about the black and white, or I was interpreting it as black and white when we talk to our kids. I think there's a way to explain something to everybody, even the most difficult topics. So with dress, there's a way you can talk about how to dress with the kids, with the middle age, with adults, so that we can get to answer those why questions. And that's really all I wanted to say. Because we are so used to operating in the black and white, I think, growing up. Is it yes or no? Is this a sin or is it not a sin? And I think part of how the church is changing now is being able to read the Bible, see the black and white, see the command, but also use discernment for the things that are gray. Because culture changes, the world shifts all the time.
Right.
So we have to be able to apply the word as the world shifts. So there's not always going to be a specific for everything.
Book, chapter, verse
yeah.
for every single thing, because we making up stuff, right?
Yes. Yes. So
Great
just
point.
knowing how to operate in
Great
that
point.
discernment.
Shift. I mean, we went from skinny jeans to wide leg, right? Like, go ahead.
You know, to what you just said.
It's okay. I know it's so much. It's so much. When they come back, don't just jump in there. We're at the end, and we touched on all of that. We really have delved into all of that. So there's a typo there, a chin. Anywho, as we leave out of this, like the one thing that you want to be heard, or that you're excited about, or that you are concerned about, like when it comes to your being the church right now. I'll give you a few moments to think about that. I'm excited about, I'm concerned about. Go ahead.
I guess I'd say I'm excited and concerned. I'm excited for this youth singing ministry. It's not, being that we are the future and that the future is now. We really need cause hold on,
We
wait a
need
minute.
you
He'll
right
mind
now.
me. Hopefully he'll mind me picking on him. On certain Sundays, if I'm not able to attend, Brother Jeter really be wanting me up there to cause it's like it's time to pass off the torch. The time is like right now.
Yeah, we need you right now.
Yeah, I was gonna piggyback off what you said. Yeah, the time is now, man. I feel like we got way too much talent in the church just to be sitting down somewhere, not doing nothing. And as I say that to y'all, I say that to myself too. I feel like I can do more. And it's really, we gotta handle it with grace. We gotta give grace, but we gotta also give grace for ourselves. Just because we know what we're dealing against. We know the battle that we're fighting.
That's good.
Because a lot of the things that we're fighting against isn't even with man. It's a devilish vision that we're against. So with that being said, we just gotta stay prayed up. But to answer your question, what I'm most excited about is not only the now of the church, but those babies in there, just showing them what is expected. But not only that, teaching them what we're learning now is vital. Because when they get to be our age,
Listen,
it's gonna be a
another
bigger
level.
panel. It's gonna be a bigger audience, but then also we're gonna have a bigger church to where we're gonna have to fill up a coliseum. We gotta do more,
come on
but
and
then that's
speak,
gonna
sir.
involve community. And when the community get involved, you know what happens. God gets glory.
All right, my last three thoughts, and that's a wrap.
Well, so what I'll start with the concerns part. So I guess concerns, or really just observations, is that a lot of young people are leaving the church. And whether that's location or they're trying to find a church that works for them. Versus, seeing again what the Bible says and letting the word dwell within them. And it's just important to study, continue to study, and continuing to work heartily, like the scriptures say, for the Lord. So everything that we're doing, not only through the vocal ministry or not only through the vocal ministry, but all aspects of worship should be for the Lord.
Yeah.
So if they're getting to be for entertainment purposes, we need to take a step back and look. And again, make sure that it's pleasing to God's eyesight. So
that's good, sir.
Those are just some of the concerns, and then what I'm excited for is all of y'all right here. And to Jalen and my brother, my other brother's point, and all of y'all, and just to make sure that you have a passion for what you do. Make sure you have a passion for what you do. So when we get up and we go to church and worship service, that we're not dragging ourselves in and we sitting in the back of on the pews and all this, but that we're on fire for God.
Come on, baby.
We got to be on fire. So that's what I'm excited for.
All right. Last but not least. Oh no, did you?
I've been doing some reflecting recently just about what's really the foundation of my faith, and the things that I landed on was love. Really, that's the foundation.
That's it.
That's really it,
That's
honestly.
it.
That's what I landed on. That develop a love for God. Jesus told his disciples and followers, love others like I loved you. That means you gotta love yourself, you can love God, so that you can be able to love other people. Read your Bible. Like, there's really no getting around that, so that you can know God. The Bible is how we get to know him first. So get around people who truly love God, like Jalen was saying, the community. Discipleship is so important. And Jesus' disciples were young. Like, they weren't old. They were young. So they developed a love for God when they were young.
That's good. He started his ministry at 33.
And it's hard to not invite people to a space that's filled with love. Because I know I was in a space where I really didn't feel like I wanted to invite people to where I was, because I didn't feel like it was filled with the spirit and truth like it could have been. So yeah, be that love first, and people will see Christ in you and will see kindness and love in you. And that will help the church to grow.
Is that everybody? Oh. I didn't think so. I'm like, I didn't think I heard from you. Last but not least.
Okay.
Last but not least.
I'm excited, like everybody else said, to see where we go from here, because it seems like everybody's open,
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. As far as concerned, just understanding each other with grace and respect on both sides. Yeah, that's really it. They said
Y'all
everything.
are so amazing. Give it up for our panelists. Awesome. For real. Like, I need this to happen again with these people. So I'm excited that this is the church. That's what excites me. I've never been this excited for where we are as the church, as the body of Christ. I've never been this excited for where we are. And you are what we made you, so we did okay, y'all. We did all right. We did all right. So I love it. And the piece that you said about making sure it's not entertainment, as we experience this weekend, to just keep in mind, this is not entertainment. There's one person in the audience. There's one person in the audience. This is not entertainment. And if we can keep that passion and that humble spirit, he will be glorified. And when he's glorified, it edifies us. So it's going to be good for all of us. So as we experience this weekend, I want us to keep what the words of these young people in mind. I know it's burning. They looking at me real crazy. So as you talk, go ahead and stand up and just be moving the chair, because we can ready to eat, right? and you and then you, okay? And then that's it, I promise. Done.
I just wanted to say, the one thing that's always stuck with me, my dad used to tell us that being a Christian and having a relationship with God, the basis of it is really just to be a good person. So it's not really, like you said, a performance thing. It's all about your relationship and just being a good person.
We just moving these chairs back. Ain't moving them nowhere. Hey, last. Come on down.
Man, to the effect of saying not for entertainment purposes. I was asked, why do I close my eyes when I lead song service? That's so it can be personal between me and God. I don't. When my eyes are closed and I'm up here, I hear y'all, but I'm not here with y'all. I'm not here with y'all. I'm with God. So.